I'm making this video to show how I'd mount a racket on a 6-point stringing machine. To begin with, some towers on some stringing machines are not movable. Mine will go in and out, I don't know, at least a couple of inches. What I've done is I've adjusted them so that the towers are actually spread out so that the 6 and 12 o'clock supports on my stringing machine are about halfway between the all the way in and all the way out positions, and they'll mount a mid-plus racket. That way I can mount a mid racket or a smaller racket than a mid on the stringing machine, or a mid-plus racket, or an oversized racket, and never have to move the towers themselves, which I prefer not to do. The reason I would not like doing that is because when I loosen up these towers, they'll actually move to the left and right off center just a little bit. So if I were to move my tower, I might have one side support touching the racket and the other side support not touching the racket, and I'd have to adjust that too. So primarily what I'm concerned about is whether or not the side supports when I mount a racket are going to be interfering with the normal string position when I tension a string. If I look at my stringing machine now, I've got my tensioner all the way back here. The tensioner should be lined up with the center of the turntable, which is about right here. So my pulling direction is in this direction right here. Maybe I can get it down below it. Yes, I can. So now my string is going to be pulled in this direction. So if I were to line up these grommet holes right here, I see that if I pull tension on this, on the string coming out of this grommet, it won't hit my side support. Also, if I pull tension on the string coming out of this grommet, it also won't hit my side support. So now let me go to the other side. On the other side, if I look at this, if I pull tension on the string coming out of this grommet, it won't hit my side support. Also, if I look at this grommet, if I pull tension on this string, it might touch that side support barely, but I think it'll clear it. So the way these side supports are touching the racket and the way the 6 o'clock support touches the racket, everything's fine. Now I do the same thing for the top supports. Again, my racket skips 7 and 9, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this would be the first cross string, this would be the second cross string, this is the third cross string. Alright, this is the fourth, this is the fifth cross string. This is the sixth, this is the seventh cross string. I can look at this right now and tell that this one, the string coming out on this grommet, is not going to interfere because it's going to be pulled up in the direction from the center of the turntable. This one might, but I doubt it's going to make any difference at all. I could do the same thing on the other side, but I'm not going to do it right now. If I look at this grommet hole right here now, this grommet is right on the side support. But again, I'm not concerned about that because I can stick a string through there and it'll come right out the other side without any problem, or it'll go in to that grommet and go across the frame without any problem. If these strings right here on their normal pulling path were to hit this side support, then what I could do is I could shift the whole racket up and down the stringing machine. That may or may not cause a problem down here, but it will fix the problem up here. If this right here I want to get away from, I can actually move the racket this way about 1/4 of an inch. To do that, what I'd have to do is move the side supports up 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, anything to give me more clearance down here. When I do that, what I could do is I could move the tower down. I don't normally do that because I leave my towers in one position. I move the racket back and forth. All right? If I move the tower this way, it'll force me to take the 12 o'clock support and move it in this direction. And the reason for that is because I need to extend this support here, the 12 o'clock support, further to touch my racket. I hope I explained that okay. If you got any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section and I'll answer them just as soon as I can. Thank you for watching the video and have a nice day.